Hey everyone! I am Becky Paull. I am coming to you from outside of DC. Yes, I am a music teacher. I'm in my classroom. I do a lot of my work from school, but I'm really excited to share some goodness about SHADOWSENSE with you guys today. So when you jump on, please say hey, drop me some hearts, let me know what your favorite way to use SHADOWSENSE is. So if you are new, hi Joni, if you are new, you may or may not know that there are tons of different ways to use this incredible product. SHADOWSENSE is amazing. So I wanted to just say hey and show you a few ways how I use SHADOWSENSE and what you can be doing with it. So Jenny inspired me yesterday. I did half of my face. Other than my foundation and concealer, guys, my whole face is done with SHADOWSENSE. I did put a pH glossy on, so I wiped off whatever was left of that, but I will be putting some SHADOWSENSE on my lips as well. So first things first, SHADOWSENSE is a cream to powder eyeshadow, which means it's going to go on as a cream, it's going to dry as a powder, but that means that there is no fallout. There is going to be no creasing or breaking, and if you were to drop your tube of SHADOWSENSE, it is not going to shatter into a million pieces. So that is good, and it has all of the benefits of our skincare, just like all of our creamy cosmetics. So we have 3 different finishes of shadows. You have matte, shimmer, and glitter. I have a couple examples here. I also wear glasses, so I'm like kind of blind right now, but we're going with it. We're doing it blind. So I've got here. Okay, yeah, easy. So here is a matte. So this is Mocha Java. Hey. I'm not seeing any comments. So if you're commenting, I'm not seeing it. Super fun. Ooh, actually, I learned a trick. If I comment, maybe the comments will show up. Okay, cool. We'll see. I don't know, but here is a matte shade. So this is Mocha Java. Mocha Java is a very, very common shade for light brows and just overall teacher of the year. Yeah, basically. Mocha Java. Here's a shimmer. This is Sandstone Pearl Shimmer, which is also very popular. This is an old Sandstone Pearl Shimmer, so it's probably on its last legs. There. And then we've got a glitter, and this is Onyx Glitter, which is honestly my current favorite glitter other than Spellbound Glitter, which I love. I'm gonna put this on over here. Now the glitter, I love the glitters. They're kind of chunky. So they're super fun to use as like toppers or to make things pop. So let's use our SHADOWSENSE as eyeshadow to start. So the basic, I'm not going to do a smoky eye because Jenny already talked about that, but I am going to show you how I layer different mattes and shimmers. I'm going to start with Mocha Java. I'm going to put it all over my eye. Let's just pray that none of my colleagues walk in right now. This is a teacher work day, so hopefully everybody's out doing work. So this is Mocha Java, and it's going to go, which brush did I use? Yes, I use this one. It's going to go all over my lid. It's a very nice matte base. There, Mocha Java and, hey Hillary, Natural Tan are great to just start off your eyeshadow. Did that, what am I gonna do? Ooh, yes. Woodland is a little bit darker shade, and I'm gonna put this in the crease, and it's gonna give a little depth to my look. Is this right? I'm trying to remember what brushes I used. So this is going in my crease. And I did this look like maybe an hour ago, so we'll see if I remember what I did. And then now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with the shimmer. So Sandstone Pearl Shimmer, it is very light. It's nice to brighten up the inside corner of your eye. So I'm gonna just kind of plop that in there. And I'm gonna blend it. Hey, Jordan. Blend it up and out. And since ShadowSense is so buildable and blendable, something else that I like to do is I do like to go back in there with brushes that I used previously in the look and blend things out so it kind of comes together, which is super fun, super easy to do. Like I said, kind of blind without glasses, so this is gonna be fun. What I also like to do is sometimes I'll take a different shimmer. So this is the Wildflower shimmer, and place that kind of in the center to give a little bit of a pop of color. Can you tell I'm nervous? I've gone live on here before, but never to talk like about makeup. Makes me very anxious. I will go back in and blend it out. Okay. So you could easily leave your look like this. I am gonna give it a little bit more of a, if I can find, here it is, a like, I guess smoky-ish look, and I'm gonna take rustic brown and I'm gonna put it in the outer corner. Make it just a little darker, not too much darker. Take a fluffy brush and blend. I'm gonna do this in my mirror so that I can actually see. And the great thing about ShadowSense is that it is very forgiving. So if you were to make a mistake or go too dark, you could easily go back in with one of your brushes from earlier and kind of just blend everything out and together. So there. And that is a super, super basic eyeshadow look. Now, something nice about shadow is that you can use it kind of everywhere about ShadowSense. And so I'm gonna take the brush that I used with the woodland and I'm gonna kind of just put it under my eye, bring it up, and I have like a little bit of a liner underneath. Also, let's get to versatility. So, something super fun to use ShadowSense for is your eyeliner. I used Onyx glitter over here. You're gonna see some super fun shakiness right now because I have super twitchy eyes and super shaky hands, which is why I like using ShadowSense and our eyeliner pencil, because like I said, they're both very forgiving. I'm getting better at our liquid liner, but I'm just gonna straight up put the Onyx glitter on with the wand. You could use the wand, you could dip it in an angled brush. I like with the glitter to just put it on my eye because the glitter, like I said, is chunky, and sometimes when you put it on an angled brush, it doesn't pick up a lot. So here we go. That wasn't too bad. I am proud of myself. Okay, so there it is as a basic liner. And I am gonna take a little bit and put it on the brush and go in and kind of clean it up. But this is something really fun to do with shadows that might not be, like, you might not think that they're kind of your shade, like the Onyx glitter. That might be a little dark for you. This is really fun to do with denim. And some blues like that. Just gonna go make this a little sharper. And I actually am gonna go over here. Try to even it out. Okay, so you have an eyeliner. You can also use ShadowSense as a mascara. All you have to do is just put it on a spoolie. Take your spoolie, dip it in the ShadowSense, and you can apply it like that. That's really fun for denim. Denim is really, really awesome as a mascara. It's super fun. And if you ever run out of mascara, you can always use ShadowSense. And since you usually always have a spoolie on the back of an angled brush, you will always be able to wear mascara even if you forget it, which I have done sometimes. So used as shadow and as eyeliner. Today I used Candlelight under my eyes. I am actually going to put a little bit more on because I feel like, I'm just teacher life, so tired at all times. Love to try Onyx Glitter as mascara. That's such a good idea. I don't know why I haven't thought of that. I've used it as liner, but I've never used it as mascara. That's such a great idea, Laura. So I'm gonna just take the Candlelight and I'm gonna just kind of take that and hopefully help with a little bit of these dark circles. ShadowSense is great to use as concealer because it can also help you color correct. And it can help you color correct like all of the weird colors that people sometimes have under their eyes, because you know we only have that green concealer to cancel out our redness. Some people have bluish veins, purple, dark shadows under their eyes, and so you can really use ShadowSense to help cancel those out. Like Candlelight really has like a yellow undertone, so you can use that to help cancel out any sort of like purplish under eye circles, which is awesome. Okay, so another way I love to use ShadowSense is as blush. Raise your hand if you've ever used ShadowSense as blush and what your favorite shade to use is. I love using glitters as blush, but today I'm going to stay basic and I'm going to use Desert Rose. I used it over here. I'm going to use it over here. I'm just going to put 2 dots. You usually don't need that much. Now, one thing I will say about working with ShadowSense on your face rather than on your eyes is that sometimes you have to work a little quickly because it can start to dry. So that worked out really well. Except I'm gonna try to diffuse it. I like to mix it with pearlizer. Great point, Andrea. Mixing with pearlizer is a great idea. I actually started mixing some ShadowSense with my eye illuminator, I have, a lot of the old eye illuminators, so I'm really excited to see what I can do with that. So ShadowSense's blush, very, very simple. Guys, this is a great tool to use when you are selling. If you have someone who comes to you with a wish list that is very, very long and is worried about how they're going to be able to get all the things they want, you can pick out a couple of ShadowSense colors that are going to work for multiple things, like for blush, like for eyes, but also in other places. So you can also use ShadowSense to highlight. I'm going to use Sandstone Pearl Shimmer, and I'm going to highlight right above my cheekbone here, and then a tiny bit on my brow bone. I actually think I did Desert Rose. I may have done Plumberry, which is an oldie but a goodie. So just a little bit of highlight here. If I wasn't just going to a staff meeting, I would probably do some more, like all the way down my face, but I don't want to be too crazy at my staff meeting today. So I am going to also contour with ShadowSense. And another thing to be aware of with that is that the ShadowSense will dry if you don't kind of start to work with it right away. So if anybody is interested in trying to contour with ShadowSense, I recommend something like Mocha Java, something light and forgiving. This is Blissful from Marion Bright. Don't come at me for my contouring. I don't know what I was going to say. I have a blemish here, so all my contouring looks like super weird because it looks like a continuation of that blemish there. Under here. I have been using deep concealer deep CCTM for contour for ages, but I actually really like how the Blissful works. It's very pretty. Thank you, my dear. Okay, now the next one. I'm trying to keep an eye on my time. I don't want to go over 20 minutes. The next one is it was the game changer for me, and that is ShadowSense in your brows. If you have someone who doesn't do their brows very often, if you don't do your brows very often, you might want to consider using ShadowSense in your brows rather than BrowSense, or you might want to, let your customer know that you can use ShadowSense in your brows. The first product that I used in my brows ever was Rustic Brown, which is kind of crazy because it's dark, but It's very forgiving, like I said. So it's helpful for anybody who's new with brows to use something that they already have, like Rustic Brown SHADOWSENSE, Mocha Java SHADOWSENSE. There's a graphic around there somewhere that has the SHADOWSENSE versus brow cream colors that work well. So very easy, very simple. If you saw how long it took for me to do this brow this morning though, very forgiving. So you can easily dip a spoolie in SHADOWSENSE as well and just go around your brow with it. So, can you guys see this? I'm gonna tilt this. I can't be doing my makeup in my phone right now. I'm gonna brush it through. I'm gonna clean this a little bit. You all know how your angled brushes get like crusty when you use them for too long without cleaning them. That's what I got right now. So let's try this again. Okay. There we go. Like I said, using SHADOWSENSE in the brows is a very simple way for someone who's not used to doing their eyebrows to get started. Okay. Thank you, Hillary. I try very hard for my brows to be on point, actually. You know, when some people are like, thanks, it was nothing. Nope. When people tell me that my brows are awesome, I say, thanks, I try really hard. So I'm gonna challenge you all to sometime this week for Eye Week, use SHADOWSENSE in a way that you don't normally use it. And if you are looking for something, I recommend using it on your lips. I'm gonna take Desert Rose, and I'm gonna put Desert Rose on my lips right now. I'm gonna put a little bit of Wildflower Shimmer also, and then I'm gonna top it with Blooming Rose Gloss for fun. It's just for fun. SHADOWSENSE will stay on your lips pretty well. It doesn't transfer very much. It doesn't last as long as Lip Sense, and it feels very different. So if you're going to be experimenting with that, just know that that's what's gonna happen. Desert Rose is very pretty on the lips. I'm gonna swipe comments away so I can see better. So if you accept my challenge, let me know below what you're going to try with SHADOWSENSE. Where are you gonna put it? That's new for you. I don't remember the last time I used SHADOWSENSE on my lips. There we go. It's really fun to use like for a very matte look, but I am gonna do some of this Wildflower Shimmer in the center because it does have a pink tint. I wanna see what happens. Ooh, that's pretty. Yeah, SHADOWSENSE is really fun if you want to do like a blended ombre. Kind of like that. See how it's kind of like you have the Wildflower Shimmer in the middle? So then you let it dry, kind of like with Lip Sense. It won't really dry all the way, and then you can apply gloss over it, which is gonna kind of help it stay a little longer. One thing that I do though is I put the gloss on my finger because it does come off a little bit. I don't know about you guys, but I really like the Blooming Rose gloss, like, over things. So, there you have it. That is I have all this gloss, I don't know what to do. That is my spotlight on SHADOWSENSE. Hopefully I gave you a couple of tips. If you already knew everything that you need to know about SHADOWSENSE, the product, hopefully I gave you a couple sales tips. Finding SHADOWSENSE trios where there are different shades in the trio that can be used for different things is always the key when you are selling. So thanks for jumping on with me. I really appreciate you guys, and have a fabulous Friday. And I hope your March Mania is going, or your March Madness, whatever you're doing, is going great. And hopefully I'll see y'all soon. Bye.